We also have another 30-year employee plaque that we wanted to give out this morning. This plaque goes to Miss Manuela Carrillo. Miss Manuela, as most of you know, has been a part of our school system for many, many years. This represents 30 years of her service to our school, keeping our school in good shape for many, many years. And I think everyone is aware that Miss Manuela ended up having some health problems this year, here towards the end of the school year. And unfortunately, we lost Miss Manuela. But we're glad that we're able to spend just a little bit of time this morning to recognize her and to celebrate what she meant to Yarborough School. We mentioned this also at graduation last Saturday, but at that time, Miss Alma's daughter, Natalie, was graduating from OU down in Norman. And so they, rightfully so, were down there. The family was down there at OU celebrating with Miss Natalie. So I said, hey, let's save that and we will present it at the end of the school year awards assembly. And so as I look out here, I do see some different children of Miss Manuela, and I'd like to just ask all of the family, all of Miss Manuela's relation that's in attendance this morning, if you would come on out, come on down here, and we're going to present this plaque. If we could do that. Here comes Alan and Mason, Mr. Leo, Alma, Emily, Natalie. Of course, we realize that this plaque and this small amount of time really doesn't do justice to what Miss Manuela meant to us here at Yarborough and what her family has meant to us over the year. We might even forgive Leo for being a semi-Elkhart Wildcat. But we're glad to have all of the family here this morning. And Leo, on behalf of Yarborough School and on behalf of your mother, I want to present this plaque for deep appreciation for 30 years of service. And yeah, you guys are welcome to say whatever you'd like this morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm not very good at speeches, but I've gotten better throughout the years. So if you would have seen me my first year of college, you would be like, how the heck did this guy do this? But anyway, I'm improving as the years go by. So first thing I want to start out with, there's a couple things here. I kind of thought of what I wanted to say about my mother here a little bit, since it's brought up to me. She started out here working in the store in 1993. I was a junior that year. I had actually started my second year here in the summer, and I needed a custodian, so the guy I was working for that I worked, he's like, hey, would your mom want to come work out here? And I go, I don't know, she's always just stayed home and took care of the kids. So went to the house, talked to mom. Next day she was up here doing the rest is history. But the two things that I thought of my mom was determination, the number one thing. If y'all know her story, you know, a few years ago she had an aneurysm. She was in Wichita for several weeks. They sent her home to die, the hospice. You know, there was nothing they could do. The doctors told us that. Well, she was determined to get better, and she did. And the main thing was she wanted to come back to the school. The second thing was loyalty. You know, 2 days before mom died, we visited her on the phone. She was so excited. She's like, guess what? She goes, I'm ready. She goes, I can retire. I'm done. So my first things out of my mouth was like, all right, when you're doing it, let's go. We need to do it so you can go right off into the sunset. She goes, no, I'm not done yet. So I go, well, why not? She goes, I want 1 more year. And I go, okay. And she goes, but there's a circumstance. Mr. Wiggins leaves, I'm leaving too. But you know, I wanted to recognize, they started together and they built a really good friendship throughout the years. You know, I know Mr. Wiggin really cared for Mom, and Mom cared about him because she always talked about, you know, hey, Mr. Wiggin, you know. So, I mean, she was really a special part of her life, you know, in the later part of it. You know, I seen this quote this morning, and it really, I thought about it, you know, and I go, man, this is a really good one. It says, employee loyalty begins with employer loyalty. You know, in the normal world anymore, somebody in a situation like that, they're not going to give you an opportunity to come back, especially if you're ill. You know, they're going to cut their ties and go. Our family was very thankful to the Yarborough School District, Mr. Wiggin, the Board of Education, for letting Mom finish it out. You didn't have to do that for us, and normally in the real world, nobody would. But we're really thankful for that. You know, she loved the school, and she was very loyal to it. And she'll be, I mean, we miss her a lot. So thank you for everything, and I don't know if they want to say anything. But I guess I was the chosen one to speak. So I appreciate y'all, and we're going to miss her.